This podcast contains adult themes and language, and some of the things that we discuss may be disturbing to some listeners. In this podcast, we discuss sexual assault, torture, race, and murder. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Fruitloops, bienvenidos bitches, and Whitey Binafi. Thank you for listening. Fruitloops is a podcast about true crimes committed by people of color and the victims that we do not hear or know much about. Contrary to popular belief, not all serial killers are straight cis white dudes.
What?
No, that's right. There are many well-documented cases of serial killers of color, and Fruitloops is a podcast all about them. We will take deep dives into the fascinating lives and crimes of serial killers and true crimes committed by people of color and the victims that the media and entertainment commonly leave out because the news is racist. Allegedly.
And we are Wendy and Beth. She's Wendy. I'm Beth. We're not journalists, investigators, or psychologists. Just a couple of gals interested in true crime. Also, the opinions expressed in this podcast are just that, our opinions. Please send any questions or comments to fruitloopspod@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 602-935-6294. And we may feature it on a future episode.
Also, our website is fruitloopspod.com, and we use Fruitloops for all our social media. The footnotes for each episode can be found on our website. Plus, check it out for the different ways that you can support the show and become a Fruit Loops patron. So, Beth, tell the people, who are we talking about today? I mean, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're on a break, so today's episode is going to be a little different. This is an episode that we recorded for our patrons. The date we recorded it is in the title, so the stories are a little dated, and there could be more recent information available now. But anyway, what we do in these episodes is share news stories with each other that are trending on that date, mostly true crime, but anything that we find interesting, and talk about what's going on in the world. These patron-only episodes are a little more conversational, personal, and less edited.
And if you are already a patron at the $5 level, maybe you don't know that these are available to you. Well, they are. Surprise! Just log into Patreon or Podbean, whichever platform you sign up for as a patron, and they will be there in your feed. We hope you enjoy this episode. To get more of these episodes, which we release weekly, become a patron at the $5 and up tier. Actually, there's no tier above $5, but for some reason, people do it, and we thank you. And with that, let's get on with the show. Extra, read all about it. Fruit Loops has some updates for you, and we are gonna shout it. Have you heard the one about Whitey on the moon?
What? No.
So
old Whitey? Did you finally hit him and he went to the moon?
Shot him straight through the sky. No. So the news is Whitey on the moon. Basically, these billionaires are shooting themselves up in the sky.
Oh, yeah, I did hear about that.
So there's this famous poem called Whitey on the Moon by Gil Scott Heron. And
I didn't know that.
Oh, it is so dope. It goes, he goes, I wrote a poem called Whitey on the Moon, and it was inspired by Whitey on the Moon. And he wrote it in 1970. And the lyrics are really, just let me give you a little taste. Lyrics are, a rat done bit my sister Nell with Whitey on the moon. Her face and arms began to swell, and Whitey's on the moon. I can't pay no doctor bill, but Whitey's on the moon. 10 years from now, I'll be paying still while Whitey's on the moon. Now, it just goes on and on. But as it is so relevant, it's crazy how it's almost like he predicted that these billionaire butt fucks would be flying themselves up to the moon for no reason.
For no reason.
So this classic tune, again, it's resonating because the same socioeconomic issues that existed in 1970 when the poem was written are still a problem today.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Virgin Mobile, Sir Richard Branson, who is worth, by the way, $6 billion, went up to space. He didn't actually go up into space. He just went up to the upper sky.
Like the atmosphere.
At 50 miles above the earth with a crew of civilians over the weekend. He filmed it with his iPhone or whatever. And then Jeff Bezos will be going up soon. Now, Bezos is the richest man in the motherfucking world, worth $187 billion.
Wow.
Elon Musk, I hate speaking his name, but he's also involved in this billionaire bullshit space race or whatever. Meanwhile,
I love that. Billionaire bullshit space race.
I'm telling you, it's absolute nonsense. Meanwhile, over here, all the Whiteys are trying to go up to the moon. Meanwhile, down here on Earth, we got poverty, homelessness, unemployment, problems with education, hunger. Oh, yeah. And a motherfucking pendejo, aka COVID-19, is still a big problem.
Yeah.
And, just so we're clear, again, all these problems that I just listed could be eradicated if these bozos and Bezos would combine their wealth and do something of substance.
Substantial. Yeah.
Exactly.
Instead of flying to the moon for no reason whatsoever.
Whitey is on the moon and shit still sucks down here. So Black Twitter does what Black Twitter does, and I'm here for every minute of it. There's somebody on the internet, his name is Michael Harriet, and he tweeted about Bronson. He was not in outer space. This nigga spent $1 gazillion to go to the upper sky. Just calling it like it is. And I totally understand that perspective. And, why not solve the problems of the world? They have so much ridiculous wealth.
Yeah, they just hoarding money is what they're doing.
Exactly, right? And what are they gaining, right? By going up there, making more money for their giant egos. Billionaire bullshit, basura. So that's that. And it's disgusting, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So when I saw the headline about Bezos going to space, the way it was written, something about how he's stepping down and then going to space, and I was like, what are they going to shoot him into the sun? What's happening?
Oh, if only. I really think that Amazon workers were considered essential workers during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And a few of them turned into activists over this time, sort of explaining Amazon is great, but we can't even take bathroom breaks. We're over here wearing diapers and shit, getting injuries, trying to get people's packages out. And Jeff Bezos is earning more and more and more and more money, refusing to pay people a living wage, refusing to let his workers unionize so they can have more power, collective power, and, have some upward mobility in our economy. And it's really gross. He's going to the moon and people are suffering, including his employees. And they say that when you go up to the upper sky, I don't know. On my broke ass, it's never happened to me anyway. Just send me the Google image. When you go up there, that something is supposed to happen to you, mentally and spiritually, and it just changes you, kind of I don't know, giving birth or something. And so hopefully, when those motherfuckers get back down to earth, they will start using their wealth to solve some real problems. You know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, I doubt that.
God damn it. Again, may I be excused? Because this sucks. So that's Whitey on the Moon. And please check out the poem. You can find it on YouTube and it's
awesome.
on Spotify. It's in my regular schmegular playlist.
Right.
It's really good. So, have you heard the tale of the evil white ESPN reporter, Rachel Nichols?
No, tell me about it.
Well, I hate sports a lot. but old Whitey loves sports, so I'm pretty familiar with this white woman, Rachel Nichols. She's the white redhead, and she knows her stuff, right? She's really smart. She's really good, like off the cup. She does great interviews. And she's got the long reddish brown hair. She's kind of got a fatty. Don't tell anybody I told you that. But so she has a counterpart, and her counterpart is Maria Taylor, who is black. And the NBA finals are going on right now. It's not over. I just know I can't watch my TV. Okay. So,
Right.
but it's going on right now. And Rachel Nichols she was not going to be broadcasting courtside at the NBA finals. Instead, ESPN said her black counterpart, Maria Taylor, would be doing the job. But because Americans cannot have nice things, and white folks believe that everything is a zero-sum game, troubling audio came out recently of Rachel essentially saying that, she's rooting for Maria, but, and glad that she's getting her shot, but not at Rachel's expense. And there has been a lot of anger directed towards Rachel Nichols. Me personally, though, I really think the anger should be at ESPN. It's a sucky thought that Rachel had, but I mean, I get it, right? As a woman in this industry in sports, you gotta be cutthroat, right?
Right.
And to get your place. And ESPN makes it challenging. ESPN is the gatekeepers. ESPN is the one keeping women from making it to those spots, and women of color, and LGBTQ, and everybody else. And it would just reminded me of like when a dude is cheating, and the two girls shouldn't get mad at each other. They need to get mad at that motherfucker who's doing the cheating, right? Yeah. And that's ESPN in this case. But there was a lot of backlash, and I think it's warranted, but I really think that it's ESPN's fault for this scandal.
I agree. Yeah.
But there was she wasn't the only one at ESPN who had some troubling audio leaked. There is a white man by the name of Adam Mendelson, and he had a conversation with Nichols, and he was also on the call saying, he was like, yeah, I totally feel you, Rachel. I just don't know. I'm exhausted. Between Me Too and Black Lives Matter, I got nothing left. And imagine living it. You dumb pieces of shit. So I just thought it was an interesting bit of news, because the sports is going on right now, and ESPN was trying really hard not to get this story to come out, but it's out now, and people got a lot of thoughts about it. And it relates to Fruitloops because it has to do with racism, if you're wondering. So
doesn't always have to,
doesn't always have to be true crime, y'all. It's whatever the fuck we want.
It's news.
Yeah, it's news. So, did you hear the one about the Haitian president who was assassinated in his own home?
I heard about that. Yeah.
Ooh, yes, not good. So the president, I'm not a real journalist, so forgive me, I don't have his name. But the president, he was implemented and propped up by partly by the United States, and he overstayed his welcome beyond his term with the help of the United States, I think. So what happened was there was a delay in him taking office, and he was like, well, since I didn't start when I was supposed to start, I'm just going to stay way longer than my term is supposed to take. And the people of Haiti were like, what the fuck? This is not what we wanted. First of all, we didn't want you to be president in the first place, and you're going to overstay your welcome. And, Trump was like, we think this guy's the legitimate president. And I think Joe Biden was like, yeah, this guy's legit. And he wasn't. And Haitians were really mad about it. And let's not forget that Haiti is the only colonized nation of color in the world that fought its colonizers for freedom and fucking won.
Yeah.
But as a result, the colonizers were like, you know what? you guys owe us reparations, and crippled Haiti financially. And that fact really surprises people. A lot of people don't know that Haiti had to pay the entire nation of France bullshit reparations, and it really crippled the nation financially for a long time. So they've been suffering, but they are independent, right? So on top of that, other white colonizer nations have also gotten on board and contributed to the harm done to Haiti, including meddling in their nation's elections. So the Haitian president is dead. His wife was also shot in her home. She was in critical condition, but still alive. And now there's back and forth between who's the real leader of Haiti. And I think what Haiti really wants is to have their own truly democratic elections. And whatever we can do to help that happen needs to be done, or United States, just fuck off. And there were some arrests made in the assassination of the president. 15 Colombian men had been arrested, and 2 American black men were also arrested. But they were like, we didn't have anything to do with it. We were just translating. So more, obviously, to come on that developing story. But I thought it was an interesting one for numerous reasons. So consider yourselves informed. This has been Wendy Williams in the Fruitloops studio. I have 2 more stories because I have been talking a lot. Okay, so you take your pick. Do you want to hear about the TikTok star who was murdered, or about the racist New Jersey man who was arrested over the 4th of July weekend? Did you see the video of him hurling racial slurs at his neighbors?
No, but let's hear about the murder.
Okay, there we go.
You know me. I want to hear about murder.
Let's get some murder. So, 19-year-old TikTok star Swavey, whose real name is Madama Miller, was shot and taken to the hospital this week, according to police in Wilmington, Delaware. And he died as a result of his wounds. And his family called his death the result of a senseless act of violence and was seeking justice for Swavey. Now, Swavey had 2.7 million followers on TikTok.
Oh, wow.
And he had 400,000 Instagram followers. And fans have been posting tributes on both platforms.
Now, how did he get killed exactly?
I think it was a stray bullet. But I don't know for sure.
That sucks.
So some of his videos had more than 100 million likes. And his murder is tragic, but got even more publicity recently. When the story was put on the Wendy Williams show, it wasn't me, guys. On the other Wendy Williams. Yeah, the ones who the one who has the show, the famous one. Yeah, that one. And she was way out of pocket with her commentary. So, basically, Wendy, there was a video going around Twitter of Wendy setting up this story. She's like, "Oh, this TikTok star. Does anybody know who he is? Anybody? Yeah. That's what I thought. Nobody knows who he is, and I have more Instagram followers than him.
Oh my god!
I don't even do TikTok.
Why?
And then,
She
had not yet even mentioned the part about him being murdered.
Oh my god!
So she sets it up. Nobody knows him. He has more followers than her. TikTok is trash. And then, oh, by the way, he was murdered. And people were like, Wendy, that is not a very good way to present a tragic story, right?
No.
A little bit distasteful as far as, human beings go. But it was interesting because people get mad at Wendy Williams a lot.
Yeah, I see a lot of headlines.
Yeah.
And everybody's mad at Wendy Williams again.
She did it again. She opened her mouth, and I could relate. And she, what's interesting is like when everyone was like, Wendy, how dare you? And I agree. But Wendy's mom died like 6 months ago, and Wendy did the same thing, like set it up the same way. She was like, oh, my mom picked out this outfit for me today, and she's dead.
Oh my god.
And she died yesterday or something like
Oh
that.
my
It was like,
God.
wow, what an interesting journalistic
Way
choice.
to,
Yeah. So
present information.
exactly. So anyway, thoughts and prayers to Swavy's family, friends,
Yeah.
and fans.
That's sad.
But I don't think I would have heard of this story if Wendy Williams hadn't told me. So
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
there's
so
that.
At least he got some attention that way.
Yeah, and I mean, the more attention to it, I mean, they'll get to the bottom of whoever was
Right.
responsible for his
Exactly.
death. So
Yeah.
that's all I've got. Back to you in the studio, Beth.
Well, the heat wave that was on the West Coast continued last week, and
boy.
it was very hot in California.
Oh no! Okay.
In fact, it got up to 130 degrees in Death Valley.
Stop it! Are you serious?
Yeah.
Ooh.
It was the hottest temperature recorded on Earth in nearly a century.
Stop it! On Earth?
On Earth.
Oh my Lord!
So yeah.
I've never been to Death Valley, but the people who I've in my life who have everybody always breaks down there and gets stuck in Death Valley, right?
You can die doing that. Don't do that. Don't go to Death Valley. You'll break down and die.
Well, it's on the way to places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 130 degrees. And you said in 100 years, ma'am?
Yes, in a century. That the hottest recorded temperature on Earth in nearly a century is what they said in the news article. Yeah.
I wonder what I'm sure it's best, obviously, to be indoors in air conditioning, but what would happen to you? Like, what is the threshold for being outside? You know, when it's too cold, you shouldn't go outside.
You just shouldn't go outside.
You just shouldn't go outside. So
yeah.
I'm wondering, like, what is the threshold? 5 minutes? 10 minutes? And then you burn up like a piece of toast? What happens?
You just spontaneously combust.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, can't be good.
Yeah. Oh, well, thoughts and prayers, y'all. Drink your water. Stay inside.
Yes. So in other news, White House officials, as more people get vaccinated against COVID-19 in the U.S., a vast majority of hospitalizations and deaths are occurring among people who haven't yet gotten the COVID shot.
Oh, we told y'all. What you thought? What did you think was going to happen?
So virtually all COVID-19 hospitalizations and deaths in the United States are now among unvaccinated people.
Really?
And the cases are continuing to rise.
I saw that.
Particularly as the Delta variant takes hold. So, yeah. The Delta variant, if you haven't heard of it, it's a variant of COVID-19, obviously.
Okay.
But it's highly transmissible, more transmissible than the original.
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, didn't know that.
Yeesh. So, and I think only about 48% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated. Something like 60% have been vaccinated to some degree, like maybe had one shot.
Really?
But that number really surprised me. Only 48% of the U.S. population is fully vaccinated.
We didn't make our goal.
No.
You know what, though?
No.
A song came out this week, and it goes a little something like this. Girl, you looks good. Won't you vax the thing up? You's a fine young lady. Won't you vax the thing up? Call me Big Daddy when you vax the thing up. Now, the word on the street is the black Twitter is saying if that song had come out at the beginning, everybody would be vaccinated.
Everybody would be vaccinated.
Everybody would have a vaccine. That it's too late.
Well, it's not too late. It's not too late. So go get your COVID-19 shot.
Yeah, get your vaccines. I know. You know what? I think one thing that people forget is there's people in our population who can't get vaccinated.
Right.
So that's why it's really, really important that if you can, that you do your part.
Yeah.
For humanity, y'all. What the fuck is wrong with people?
So yeah, I mean, some people can't get the vaccine.
Right.
So the more we can do to keep it from transmitting to those people, the better. So get your COVID-19 shot.
Yeah. No, the day we don't have to see Anthony Fauci anymore, love him lots, but that's when we'll know that we're in the clear, right?
Yeah.
And he's on TV right now.
All the time. Yep.
What's up, Fauci? Okay, I'll get my vaccine. Like it's not over yet. And
right.
yeah, man, that's sad. We're going to Vegas for a company thing. And it's Vegas is a Delta variant hotspot.
It is, yeah. I mean, they opened it all up. Everybody's running around.
We
everywhere.
outside, but
and you know what? I think you and I are like the only people in our office who still wear masks.
Oh yeah, no, I sit next to a guy at work who has one lung, functioning lung. Like, I'm trying to be respectful. You know what I mean? Like, and let's not forget, 600,000 Americans died. So yeah, I still wear a mask in the office, and I'm proud of it.
I will not stop, and I still wear. Well, I still don't go out to stores very often. Maybe I think I've gone maybe 5 times in the last few months, and I wear a mask, and we're fully open now. Yeah. No mask mandate or anything. So nobody else is wearing a mask, and they look at me like I've grown a second head, like
isn't that
so
a bitch?
Weird. Like, you know what? You guys we were all wearing masks like a month ago. So
right. And
why are you looking at me like I'm crazy?
Right. Because it doesn't make any sense. Those stickers that were on the floor, gone. The 6 feet, give me my 6 feet, gone. All the signs on people's offices or in stores say mask optional, something like that. And I fear the worst, because it's not going to be summertime forever. Right. So once everybody's inside, that's kind of how the flu spreads, is that people are inside cooped up together, spreading germs. And that's why we have flu season in the wintertime when it's cold and we're all inside. So,
So it's status quo for me.
Yeah. Keep it going, Beth. You know what? I got something for you over here. There you go.
Well, thank you.
Good work. Thanks for being a good citizen. What else you got?
Well, this is old news, meaning from several months ago, but I just ran across it and I thought it was worth talking about.
Okay.
So, manhunt for a child murderer named Lester Eubanks spans 5 decades, and he remains one of the most wanted men in America.
Whoa.
And the U.S. Marshals posted their highest ever reward for information leading to his capture, which is
I'm interested.
$50,000.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's enough to get me going.
Pay off our bills.
Yeah, exactly. Brought to you by Upstart. Just kidding.
Yeah. So he's a black man. And hundreds of new clues poured in after the ABC News investigative unit went inside the manhunt with U.S. Marshals Service for the podcast Have You Seen This Man?
That's a podcast?
Yeah, I guess so. I haven't listened to it yet.
Have you seen this man? Okay. Subscribe.
And the U.S. Marshal Service hopes that newly unearthed photos of people who worked and socialized with Lester Eubanks in the mid-1970s will lead to a clue that cracks the case. Deputy U.S. Marshal David Seiler believes that Eubanks may have never left Greater Los Angeles.
Ooh, okay.
Quote, "We're hoping that the viewers in Los Angeles are able to identify some of these people. I mean, they're not in trouble whatsoever," unquote.
Right. Okay.
So among the clues they have are photos recovered showing employees at a former waterbed factory in Gardena where Eubanks worked during his early years on the run.
Wait. Pause. Waterbed factory?
A waterbed factory.
It was 70s and 80s.
It was the 70s, yes. Another clue is a possible girlfriend named Renee who went by the nickname Sherm.
Okay.
Other photos show a former employee known only as Rick. Eubanks was living and working in Los Angeles under the name Victor Young after a 1973 escape from the Ohio State Penitentiary.
Whoa!
Yeah.
I didn't see that coming. Okay.
He was serving a life sentence for the murder of 14-year-old Mary Ellen Diener.
Oh.
Investigators believe he lived off and on with a woman named Kay Eubanks between about 1975 and 1996.
Wow. And he's still missing.
Still missing, yeah.
Ooh.
And it's in the late 80s or early 90s. It's believed that Eubanks worked as a janitor at St. Francis Hospital in Linwood. So anyway, there's a $50,000 reward for this guy. And the photos that they have are in the article that I got this story from, which I'll link in the show notes so you guys can take a look at the photos and see if you worked with him.
Yeah, it just kind of reminds me of Don't Fuck with Cats, or like this is what we do. True crimers, we are ready for this. We were built for this. I hope, sleep with one eye open, Eubanks.
We're gonna get you.
Yeah.
But Lester Eubanks, doesn't that make you think of like I don't know, a game show guy or something?
Oh yeah, Kevin Eubanks and the Tonight Show Band. That's what I thought of.
Yeah. I was
another black guy.
There you go.
Yeah, see?
So I got one more story for you. This one's a short one.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah.
Kara, the 12-foot-long albino Burmese python, a non-venomous 150-pound snake, slipped out of her enclosure at the Blue Zoo Aquarium inside the Mall of Louisiana in Baton Rouge last Tuesday morning.
I saw this story. Wow. Okay.
So snake experts, animal trackers, firefighters, police officers, plumbers, and heating engineers were all drafted in to assist in the search for the at-large serpent.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
The aquarium was closed during the search, and appeals on social media were made for sniffer dogs and scanning devices. Luckily, Kara was found the following Thursday morning inside of a wall.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
She was missing for days?
Yeah, 2 days.
No.
Wait, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, 2 days.
Oh, no.
Right.
I thought it was just on somebody's lunch break. And how lucky are you that you don't have to go into work because there's a python in the
There's a python in the wall.
Oh my God. But man, it's like those
snakes.
times you ever had like a shitty job and been like, man, I just wish the building would catch fire so I wouldn't have to come back here. Like having a snake is kind of like, yay, my prayers have been answered.
Snake in the wall, can't go to work.
Whoop, whoop. We outside. But man, well, I actually love snakes.
Me too.
They are fascinating and
me too, and
they
I love touching them.
Me too.
They're soft.
Yeah, and it's wild how they're just solid muscle, right?
Yeah, and when they're moving, you can feel all the muscle.
Yeah,
in them. Yeah, they're pretty cool. I like snakes.
Absolutely. And so it sounds like nobody was harmed. The snake is okay.
And the snake is safe and healthy, said the aquarium.
Oh, thank goodness.
Kara is okay.
Woo! Thank goodness. 150-pound python. Man.
Yeah.
You know what, though? This was in Louisiana, and there are a lot of other critters to be afraid of outside of the mall.
Yeah.
Gators, mosquitoes, I don't know, Bourbon Street,
stuff.
You know, all kinds
drunk
of stuff.
people on Bourbon Street.
Yeah, exactly. Ooh, well, that was a fun story, Beth.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's the news. Look alive, y'all. It's crazy out there. Well, that's it, folks. Where can the people find us, Beth?
Our website is fruitloopspod.com. Our Facebook page is Fruit Loops Pod, and our discussion group is Fruit Loops Pod Discussion on Facebook. We are also on Twitter and Instagram at Fruit Loops Pod, and links to our sources will be in our footnotes. If you want to support the show, you can send us a donation on the Cash App. Just Google Fruit Loops Pod Cash App, or you can become a monthly patron through Podbean. This will help us pay for things like our website and pod hosting. There's no minimum and no commitment. Even $1 would help. And as always, we have merch for sale on our website.
That's right. Now, this is a weekly podcast and new episodes drop every Thursday. So until next time, look alive, y'all. It's crazy out there.